Hey everybody, Tim here with today's episode of Discovery, Season 2, Episode 11, Perpetual Infinity. So this is a kind of good episode. It definitely brings up like the main villain and just kind of shows like the arc has actually finally come out. Like we only have technically two more stories or episodes after this if you count the two-parter. So it's a lot of stuff kind of comes to a head for this one. So we get a flashback of Michael when she's young and her parents, which I think is kind of odd that the actor that plays her father is actually Michael's husband in real life. So there's all sorts of like daddy jokes in there going on, but we're just going to leave those aside. So, and then we kind of get the glimmers of like Michael's mom or Dr. Burnham, I guess, used like the Red Angel suit to take off. And so she was never actually killed. So I don't know. Michael said that she heard her mom's death, but evidently she was mistaken. There's 841 data entries, and it's basically just like a journal. And we see her going through it and just talking about how far away she is from Control, and the Control can't find her anymore. And like Earth is destroyed, the Andorian homeworld's destroyed, the Tellarite homeworld's destroyed, planet Vulcan's destroyed. Like basically all of like everybody's killed in this future land. And that she keeps trying to find a way back, but for whatever reason she's tethered to this point 950 years into the future. And even though she keeps trying to come back, it doesn't work. We see Leland being like tied up, and the Control hologram is talking to him, and he keeps switching between different like characters. Like first it looks like Michael, and then it looks like Saru, and it looks like Pike, and then it looks like Leland. I like how it actually mentions like how pretending to be a Vulcan was the easiest, and people have said Vulcans and computers are very similar. I've said before, a lot of people think Control is somehow related to the Borg. I don't. I just think that, like I said, I think Klingons were a mistake for the first villain of Season 1. I think AI was kind of a mistake for Season 2. Just because so many people, like, when you think of, like, evil computers or AI or anything like that, people are going to go to the Borg. Like, that's kind of the natural progression. And so, I don't know, I think it was kind of a mistake to go that route as well. I think it's better than Season 1, but it is. And then there's also a lot of Borg hints in this episode. Like at one point, Control tells Leland that struggle is pointless. Obviously, it's kind of a shout out to resistance is futile. Or when Control injects him with the nanobots and like his veins turn gray and his eyes and all sorts of stuff. And you're like, oh, okay, so he's being assimilated. And now like Control has basically taken over his body and he can't do anything about it. So basically Leland is dead at this point. And it's kind of the same thing that happened with like Arium. But Arium was more software, whereas Leland is more hardware taken over. So, let's see. Dr. Burnham only wants to talk to Captain Pike. She wants nothing to do with her daughter. And she's like, Control just wants the sphere. And as soon as it gets the sphere, it will gain consciousness and basically take over the world and take over the universe and kill everybody. So she's like, just delete the archive. So Pike says, okay, like doesn't even try. But the archive, like the whole point of that episode, which I will admit did end up being more important than I thought it would be, like was about how the creature didn't want it to be deleted. And so as they keep trying to delete the archive, it doesn't let them. So they actually come up with a pretty good idea where the suit has endless storage space. So what if we put the archive in the suit and then throw the suit into the future, then Control can't get to it. It kind of actually makes sense. So at this point, Control / Leland like stabs Tyler. The Georgiou and Leland fight is actually pretty badass. Like this is the scenes where Georgiou really shines, and we see how much of a badass she really is. Because all of the scenes with her like talking bad doesn't do anything for me. Like I don't feel any sort of intimidation, especially when she's trying to like hiss like a snake and stuff. I don't care. But like the choreography is actually really, really well done. We see the suit get sucked back in. We see Burnham, Dr. Burnham, get sucked back in. And then finally at the end, after Michael is just brokenhearted through everything, Spock comes to her with the chessboard again to kind of make peace. Overall, it was a really interesting episode to kind of see Michael and her mom like reconcile, and Spock and Michael kind of reconcile. It's not a great episode. I still like Discovery's just not that great for me. I think it's better than season 1, that's for damn sure. But like I would much rather be watching like Deep Space Nine or Voyager or The Next Generation or something, because I don't know, I still feel like they're missing something. Like they have a good target and their heart's in the right spot, but they still just keep missing the mark. So I don't know. For those who have seen it, what did you guys think about it? Go ahead, let me know, and I will see you guys next time for Through the Valley.